Hey, what's up, everybody? Here, my name's Tanner. Got Mike here for another night of drafting. We're gonna do some mock drafts in our big Yahoo league going into play. Guys, if you haven't already, it's pretty much the last week for it because the big weekend is next weekend for a lot of people. Get your draft kits, draftkits.co. Use promo code LTS. Save yourself 10%. Custom made. I got one on the way. Pretty excited for it. But yeah, make sure you save yourself 10% here. Get it while you can until next year. So there's that. But we're about to get underway in our draft. It's loading up right now. So we just got done with an NFC South preview or NFC. I said NFC, AFC South preview. We talked Titans. We talked about Houston. We talked about Jacksonville, and we talked about the Colts as well. So there's that all coming into play. So, but tonight we're gonna do probably just one mock draft, call it a night, an early night for me, and then tomorrow night we're gonna do an auction draft prep again, part two, because I got to budget my money this time. I can't just go out and get Patrick Mahomes, Cooper Kupp, and Justin Jefferson, and then wait around for a year. So we'll do that tomorrow. We get your draft kits while you can.
Yeah, so Tanner, how do you feel about? Are you feeling more comfortable now picking at number 10 overall compared to a week ago when we did this mock?
A little bit. I think I've only done it one other time since then. I've been playing a lot of best ball stuff, so I feel good about it. There's still a lot of up in the air questions because in our league we have all those keepers. So guys, I know that won't be there are there. So that's the only issue.
I see. So yeah, I always draft in these based on PPR just because that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
I always wonder about the other people that are in the mock drafts if they're also like doing standard leagues or PPR because everyone's going to draft differently based on what kind of league they're in.
Oh yeah, no, it is based on your league. So like talking to Ryan Larison on Monday about Jonathan Taylor CMC out pick number one, and full PPR, he said CMC should be your guy, but if half PPR is standard, Jonathan Taylor's your guy.
Yeah.
So
you guys already know on that one how I feel, and
it's the toughest thing in the world.
I'm not a CMC guy this year.
It's so hard to pick CMC at 1 and 2. Period.
I just wouldn't do it. I understand Ryan has a system and all that, but I would stay away from CMC.
Yeah, it's tough. Oh, I even got stuff ready.
Number 1, JT off the board.
Do.
Dark mode, Tanner. You always got to do dark mode.
Always dark mode. I get yelled at for it. So, Derrick Henry at 2. What?
Well, someone is expecting another 2,000-yard season for Derrick Henry, I would say.
I'll take that. There's CMC. See, the thing is, CMC, you got to look at it as a standard, basically a guy that's going to play every game.
Well, you have to hope so. I mean, that's the expectation.
You have to. It's like Saquon, too.
We can't be naive and go, oh, for sure it's going to happen when we've seen the history that shows he's not that kind of guy anymore.
Different team, though, I feel like. Different team. We got Baker there now. You got a quarterback. You don't have to put so much pressure on CMC and make him run all over the place. So I feel there's more to it. All right, so I'm up here. All right. See, this is the toughest part right here. Aaron Jones and Stephon Diggs at 10, because Aaron Jones is going to be the main guy for Aaron Rodgers. But, I'm going to go Diggs. Here. Cooper Kupp went what?
He was 8th on there. So there goes Aaron Jones. So, okay, I'm going to go. I'm picking back-to-back here. My first pick is going to be Devonte Adams at 12.
Okay.
And with my other pick, going back off of this, I don't have a problem with Joe Mixon. I just don't know that I want to go that route on this one. I'm actually going to dig down here and go Nick Chubb as my running back because we all know right now Kareem Hunt supposedly wants to leave Cleveland. If they were to grant his wish and Nick Chubb got the backfield to himself, then, I mean, that's an easy – he'd be a top 3 pick.
easily. All right, I'm going CD because I already got him. So CD and Swift, I have second and third. So I'm gonna actually let's see here. Oh, try to pull up the list real quick here. Draft results. Who else can I take? Evans off the board.
Kelsey's still on the board right now on our mock.
I'm
at
very
pick
shocked.
18.
He's been going usually about that's where Saquon goes. He's never been past that. I don't think so. So I'm very shocked at that.
Yeah, he'll be going here. Kamara goes before Kelsey even here.
Yeah.
There's Swift.
Yep. You know, it's good for me seeing in the mock draft that Swift and CD have been rotating between first and second round. That just means I got first and second round talent, essentially, for a third.
Now, would you ever take Leonard Fournette ahead of Kelsey?
No.
Because I wouldn't do that at all. I mean,
No.
Kelsey's essentially a WR1.
I can tell you right now, if I had Justin Jefferson right there at 4, I'd be taking Travis Kelce right here if he's available. Give me the best wide receiver and the best tight end.
There's Debo.
What the world's going on?
He's fallen now. If T. Higgins goes before Kelsey, we need to have a
I'm out,
conversation
dude.
about this one.
We're leaving.
Yeah, we'll see. Josh Allen, I mean, he could go before Kelsey. I could see someone pulling that out. Oh, Corey, my auto pick. If he auto picks, it's going to be Kelsey.
Mark Andrews?
Oh, my God. What? So Kelsey's going to fall all the way. There he goes, 24th overall. Yeah,
Zeke went ahead of
the
him?
lowest I've seen him go by far. There goes T. Higgins. So he almost went ahead of Kelsey.
Oh, my Lord.
That's great.
Oh, my Lord.
Well, that's an interesting beginning, I would say.
All right, I'm going to try to pick a running back that I can't pick up in the actual draft. I'll just pick like A.J. Dillon or Devonte. Trying to simulate as much as I can to our keeper league.
I do the same thing. I mean, if I know a guy is not available to be taken in our league, I don't take him in our mock drafts.
Yeah, so like,
You're
second
practicing.
and third, I don't want to have picks that I'm not going to have because I don't have those picks.
Right.
So I might as well get rid of a guy that's not going to be, I can't take anyway. So might as well just get rid of one. Ooh, you're not focused. That's pretty rough. Oh, there it goes. So I'll probably just take A.J. Dillon here just to put the solidify because he's also a keeper in our league that gives up a ninth round there. So come on, John. DJ Moore is a good one too. Oops, wrong one. So A.J. Dillon because you can't get actually J.K. Dobbins because you can't get him either. So let's do that. So in place of J.K. Dobbins would be DeAndre Swift.
Let's see. We got Kittle on the board here. All right. This is a tough spot for me. I don't really care for too many of these at the moment. I'm going to take McLaurin. He's a safe option. So Terry McLaurin can be my WR2. You know what you're going to get out of him. So
I like McLaurin.
Now looking across the board, honestly, at this point, I wouldn't obviously do this in our league, but I mean, if he was to fall to this point, I like Mahomes here. So I'll take Mahomes as my QB in the top of the 4th round.
And we all know Mahomes is going first round in our draft, so that's not an issue. All right, let's see here. See, a guy like Brees Hall will be there too. Elijah Williams, Mike Williams. Mike Williams, he's on the no-go list. You know what? I'm going to go Brees Hall here because he will be available at that spot. He is not allowed to be a keeper yet. Hold on. I got to autofocus your stuff.
Mike Williams.
Forgot to lock it. Yeah, everybody thinks I'm on early, man. That's why they're not on. It's early.
Yeah, normally you do this like at 10:30.
10:15, 10:30. Yep. Last night was so great. We got in the groove. Next thing I know, it's like 12:15. We're just rolling, dude. We were just rolling. We were in great conversations. I had a few guys I was chatting with, and we just kept going. And next thing you know, you're looking at the clock. You're like, damn, I gotta get up for work in the morning.
Tanner, how'd you get the cheese head over here anyway?
My parents bought it when they went to Milwaukee first time around.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought me back a cheese head. So I put it on our decor.
Let's see. Well, honestly, like if we didn't have keepers and this was my draft at the moment, I wouldn't be that unhappy.
I think you'd be all right.
Like, yeah, this would be all right for me. If McLaurin is in there, Adams, I could, and Mahomes my quarterback. Like, if it actually happened, I could get down with
I'd
that.
probably go a different route than Brees Hall, obviously, but I probably would have gone Mike Williams, honestly, at that point.
Yeah, but Connor got Mike Williams, obviously, in our league to keep the keepers. So.
Yeah, so I can't get him. That's why I didn't go his route. I went Brees Hall's route because
Tanner, how do you feel about Allen Robinson with the Rams?
I think he's going to take over that Robert Woods role from a couple years ago.
That'd be a good role.
He's going to be pretty effective, I believe. So I believe Allen Robinson's in for a comeback tour, essentially. One question that's been brought to me multiple nights is, what do you think about Michael Thomas?
It's a tough one on Michael Thomas. I definitely still think he has it in him to have a 80 to 90 catch season. Missing an entire year like he did last year, though, that's a rough thing to look at, I would say. But I mean, a guy who had 140 something catches 2 years ago doesn't just forget how to play football.
Not at all. I think I've been saying that I think you can't guard me's back because he looks really healthy. He has great steps. He's looking fast and he's looking strong. So I think you can't guard me's back.
I'm really curious how Winston's going to do in this offense because I think there's a lot of upside with everybody in that offense.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot to work with, and I think that if Winston just can continue to build off what he did last year, keep those interceptions down, then I mean he could really have a big year.
What about your boy Taysom Hill? Slotted as a tight end.
Yeah, I mean,
but we'll play running. The running back position.
That experiment is kind of over. I mean, they'll use him here and there throughout the season in certain situations as a quarterback, but it's truly Jameis Winston's job at this point to lose.
Well, yeah, no, it's not. He's not gonna play quarterback. I'm just saying as a weapon. Would you draft him late? Like a 18th, 17th, 18th round, or
yeah, I guess in that case you probably could. I mean, get him late just as a flyer.
Yeah, because he's a guy that could
Maybe
potentially put up a little bit of points this year, being at multiple positions.
He might be one of those hot and cold guys where some weeks he could get you like 25 out of nowhere, and other weeks he'd get you like 3.
He is the tight end one currently on Orlads.
I just don't know. That's weird to me. I don't know that he's truly a number one tight end.
It's weird.
He's that H-back role, traditional kind of.
It's a weird one. It really is. All right, guys, we're up here. Honestly, if it comes into play here, I would go George Kittle.
Is Kittle still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah, that's actually really good
At
value.
5?
Still. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're running
Good
down
value.
the 5th round. Please like, subscribe, follow. You can go to the Sports Buffoons or Let's Talk Sports. We're on both channels. If you're on Let's Talk Sports, go to Sports Buffoons. If you're on Sports Buffoons, go to Let's Talk Sports. Whatever platform you guys are watching on, please like, subscribe, come back. I do this every night, mock drafting every night, or best ball, or doing something. So fantasy football related. So we guys make sure you guys like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is, and make sure you guys know when I'm coming back. Oh, you went the pair.
Well, I paired Juju with Mahomes, but then you got your tight end. I might as well get mine too. So I went Waller for my tight end spot. So really, this is actually a good looking team right now. I'm actually
this is actually a team
kind of
you
happy
might
with my
like.
current team right now. I can't believe the tight ends fell like that. Like Kittle normally has been going a little, and Waller too, earlier than that.
Yeah. So would you go? I don't know. Would you go? Oh, I'm up. Dang it. Oh, Singletary. I'll take Singletary. So would you go Waller over Schultz then? Feeling good?
Easily.
Feel good about that?
Easily Waller over Schultz.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Waller's just a better athlete, so I'll take Waller on that one.
Okay. Even with all the weapons Raiders have?
Yeah, it's fine. Waller's just a better athlete right now, and Schultz is what he is. He might get plenty of targets though, just because obviously they lost Cedric Wilson. So you're leaving some targets vacant right there. And there's really not a lot of weapons anymore for Dallas in the receiving group. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, and then they got Jalen Tolbert that they drafted.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I could see Schultz putting up good numbers just from getting targets.
Okay.
But
that's fair.
But I would take Waller easily on that one.
Here goes Michael Thomas in the 6th. You know, Chase Edmonds has moved up a bunch too since I started drafting. He was going in the 8th, now he's going in like the 4th and 5th lately.
Well, because they've kind of figured out that he's the RB1 there in Miami.
He's the guy.
And he's also being paid. I mean, he's the one they gave a contract to this offseason.
Yeah.
You gave him a deal. I mean, you paid the guy, you're going to play him. And the blocking scheme in Miami as well is going to suit more of what Chase Edmonds does well. And let's keep in mind, he's got a career 4.7 yards per carry. So it's not like the guy is as bad on a per-touch basis. I mean, if he gets volume in Miami's offense at all, he could actually be a really, really solid player.
It's true. He really could be. Jalen Hurts, Tom Brady.
We're getting to the grouping of receivers now that I really like in the draft. So, like, when we get to this, like, round 7 receiver group, those are, like, a bunch of guys that I think are really good value.
Oh, yeah. I love
a bunch of them.
The 7 through 11. There's a huge amount that you can go after. Being overlooked, like Devonte Smith. A guy like Devontae Parker, too, who could be value there towards the end of that. Mario Pooper, Mooney, Moore. Like, there's Adam Thielen still there.
So we're getting this is the part of the draft, Tanner, in our league being keepers now, where it's extremely valuable to grab one of these guys, because if you get a guy like let's pretend a Brandon Ayak, for example, and he ends up having 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns this year. Well, you got him for a 7th round pick, and so next year just giving up would be a 6th in our league. Like, that's great value.
Yeah.
You know, then
if he turns out to what he needs,
certified WR1, WR2 on your team for only giving up a 6th round pick.
Oh, nice. So I can go out and get myself we're going to go to Adam Thielen. There goes Amari Pooper.
All right, I need another running back. Running back's been flying off the board in this one. All right, I need another running back badly, so I can't really wait too much longer. Unfortunately, having to go with Cordell Patterson. That's probably the one pick so far I'm not happy with making.
I mean, you got either a dramatic high side or dramatic low side on this guy, and it's not looking very good for the high side.
All right, and then I'm going to run over here to get Brandon Ayak here in the top of the 8th round as my WR4. I'm pretty content with that.
Yep, you took my guy. Thanks.
Renfro's still there. Not in our league, though. My dad's kept.
Your dad has him. Honestly, I'm actually going to go Kenneth Walker as I think my WR or my RB4. It's a guy that I think could have a tremendous upside, even despite his little injury deal right now. Because Rashad Penny, I don't think will stay healthy all season. And when Walker's back, he's coming back to be at least a 2-3 down back, which is what I'm excited about.
I still can't believe Deontay Foreman took a whole year away from football and all of a sudden just came back and suddenly everyone thinks he's relevant again.
Oh, I know.
It's really weird to me in a lot of ways.
I don't understand one bit of it.
I don't trust him at all, honestly. I do still like the idea of Marlon Mack, though, even though he's on a pretty poor team.
I don't know.
There's potential there to catch some passes.
There is. I don't know if I'd reach for Mack or anything. I like Pierce way better.
Yeah, it just depends on who's starting. Who's getting more touches, more playing time, really.
I think Pierce starts by week 1. I strongly believe that.
And I don't think people need to be giving up on James Robinson yet either, because we've talked about ETN, and ETN is not going to be an every down back. He just doesn't have the body for that. And obviously they're going to ease him into the NFL. Didn't play at all last year. James Robinson, as a rookie, came out right away and was top 10 in running back points. Last year, obviously, a little bit more of a down year, plus had some injury concerns. I just don't think we should give up on Robinson yet. I think he's a guy that the Jaguars still trust to be a first and second down guy.
I think the only thing you shy away from him going between that 7th and 10th round, or 7th and 9th round, more like it, is due to the fact he's coming back from that Achilles injury so soon. And I think that's really where people are shying away from him. That's why I'm shying away from him. There he goes right there.
But I will say,
9th round.
If you're Jacksonville, you're inside the 5-yard line and you're going to run the ball. It's not going to be to Travis Etienne. You're going to be giving it to Robinson.
You're going to go Robinson, yeah. It's just a matter of can he give you at least 9 to 11 games. And I hope the best for him. I hope he plays all season. I love James Robinson. I'm just not. I'm very wary on him for a RB to be my RB. This guy is RB4. Okay, I could do that. Maybe an RB3, probably not, but an RB4 I can do. There goes Chris Godwin. Dang, that's my guy.
There's still some good receivers in this range, though. People are still sleeping on Tyler Lockett right now, just due to the quarterback change.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to pass the ball. It's not a good team, and I don't care if you got Geno or if you got Drew Lock in there. They're going to have to throw the ball in that, to even have a chance in most of those games.
Yeah, it's true. We talked to Seattle last night as well. That was a lot of fun. What's my camera doing? Kirk Cousins still there? I'm going to get my quarterback. We're going to go Cousins. Pair him up with some Lamb. Or not Lamb. Lord of mercy. Thielen.
So with this next pick, I'm going to have to go with Trevor Lawrence's new target, wide receiver, Christian Kirk, coming right up here.
That's a great one, too. Alexander Madison already?
I think it makes sense to get a guy like that here. He's their WR1 on paper. They just paid him. You got to take him here.
Yeah, he's going to be force-fed, if anything.
And then I'm going to switch over to the running backs again because I got to get more depth over there in that spot. And somebody that was kind of frustrating for me to watch last year was Kenneth Gainwell. Just from a PPR standpoint, I had Miles Sanders. Didn't want Miles Sanders. It just happened. And the next thing you know, Kenneth Gainwell's still in a bunch of snaps and it's pissing me off. So with that said, I'll have to grab him as my PPR running back at the moment, and he'll be a plug and play kind of guy.
Interesting.
Well, I didn't expect him to go or expect to have that situation come up, but
Gotcha. Gage is gone.
Is there any sleeper tight ends, Tanner, do you have in mind?
There's a couple we'll grab later here. You know what? I'm going to go back to back here. Quarterback. Take care of those guys. Matt Stafford.
I don't understand why Mike Gesicki is so undervalued.
He's being worked in. The reports are from the beat reporters is he's being worked in mainly as a blocking tight end now. He's not being used at all in practice or preseason as a receiving tight end.
Right, but a guy who had 73 catches last year and 780 yards, suddenly you're just going to be like, nope, he's just a blocker only. Like,
new offense,
doesn't
dude.
make any sense to me.
New offense.
Here, I want us to remember one thing: a tight end can play in line and still be used as a pass catching option.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just because he's not split out in the slot or motioning like Kelsey does, doesn't mean he can't play in receiving.
You would think he would be used more like a George Kittle, because that's what they use in San Francisco as a George Kittle's type.
I think a lot of it's a facade with whatever Miami's trying to figure out what the hell Miami's going to do in a lot of ways.
How to spread the ball around and see where they got to go.
I think they're going to work. Everything's going to work itself out in Miami, but I don't even think they know what they're going to do yet with their offense.
It's going to be an interesting one for sure. Next, not next round, but the round after that, we'll go over some tight ends I've been looking at.
So some guys at receiver coming up. We had, who was it recently? I felt like we talked to somebody that was really high on Jacoby Myers. He had 83 catches last year for 866 yards, 2 touchdowns, which tells us he's probably due for a progression in that range right there. I mean, how do you have 83 catches, only 2 touchdowns? I mean, that's a number that should for sure go up this coming season from Jacoby Myers. So he's their WR. I mean, technically still their one unless Devontae Parker's still.
Parker's the one. Myers
on paper he is, but he hasn't ever played for the team yet. So Myers has been their true WR1 the last 2 years.
2 years, yeah, but Parker's already taken that role for the one. So Myers is still. I mean, that's more pressure away from Myers. So,
but do you trust Parker to even stay healthy? I mean, that's a guy who's been injury prone his whole career.
That's the thing. Do you trust CMC? Do you trust Travis Etienne coming off?
Not necessarily.
Stuff like JK. Stuff like that.
I do trust J.K. Dobbins.
Ooh, Hunter Henry went already? That sucks.
I mean, look at it this way. Like, Marquez Valdes-Scantling is still the WR2 on the Chiefs depth chart. But when things coming around here week 1, like, is he going to really get more snaps than, like, Hardman or more snaps than Sky Moore? Probably more than Sky Moore, but I don't know if he's like truly a guy that's on the field every play with Juju.
Yeah, I don't know with that. I have a feeling you're not really going to have a true WR2 by any means. I think Juju, when he went out with his injury, Sky Moore was working in Juju's spot, essentially. So who knows what's going on with that offense and the depth it's going to be. There's Tony. I like that in the 11th round. Three, 2, 1. Denver D.
There goes the defenses.
All the auto picks. I'm curious if I'm going to end up with my same guy for the 13th time, or maybe 14th time in a row at pick 14.
At pick 14?
Mm-hmm. You'll see.
You mean the second round?
Sorry, not a pick 14, round 14.
Oh.
Albert Agua, blah, 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 blah. So I don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Ooh, Chris Olave is there. I like Chris Olave. Tight ends.
All right,
12, 13. So guys that are deep down, you asked me about that. Cole Kmet, Irv Smith Jr. If you're in your deep league, you can go for him. Jaseki is there. Higbee, Tyler Higbee, Gerald Everett. Everett's now with the Chargers, and he is a lot better than what's his name? Eric Ebron. Lord. What was the tight end for them last year?
For who?
Chargers.
What were they doing over there? It's a good question, as a matter of fact.
It was, oh my Lord. I'll tell you.
So it wasn't Gerald Everett.
No. Gerald Everett's there now, and he's better than what they had.
Yeah. Jared Cook.
Jared Cook, that's who it is.
Yeah, hey, Jared Cook's an old man these days, all right?
He is. So
yeah, there you go. John was helping us out there.
Oh, thanks, John. What's up, John? Thanks for hopping back on, dude.
I was thinking of the tight end that
Jared Cook,
knocked himself out in the Chiefs game.
Oh, Perfum or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's for some reason. That's what I
he's
was
still there.
about.
He's back up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Jared Cook. He needs to retire just about these days. So.
All right, Sam. Hey, what's up, Sam? Thanks for tuning in, dude. He says Cam Akers or Elijah Mitchell. Both are injury prone.
I like Elijah Mitchell because I really like the offense there, and I think it's his job to lose. And he had almost 5 yards of carry last year, so he was productive.
Yeah, I'd say from a PPR standpoint, Elijah Mitchell is probably gonna be your best bet. But outside of PPR, I'd still almost go Elijah Mitchell. I don't know how much I actually trust this Cam Akers injury. Plus, Gerald Henderson's gonna be right on his tail, so I'd go Elijah Mitchell. John here says beast with the Saints.
Talking about Jared Cook.
He was a he was a beast with the Saints.
Oh, Cook's had a great career. It's just
he's a great Pittsburgh.
Is he like
really
37 years old now? Is that all he is?
Let's look.
I've lost track because I'm just like, man, this guy's over the hill at this point.
Kirk Cook.
So he's actually only 35.
35.
Not quite 37.
Let's see here. What am I at?
I guess we'll go down to defense here.
2 tight ends. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need one more. Yeah, one more receiver. DJ Chark.
Yeah, our boy smoking
Jeremy B.
He thinks that's the WR1 in Detroit. I still think it's Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Well, according to Oral ads.
I'm just saying, Amon-Ra is their number one. And okay, we're just talking about receptions. Amon-Ra is going to have more catches than DJ Chark.
Isn't Mo Alley going to get any hype since the 5th stringer towards ACL today?
Oh, Mo Alley Cox.
Probably not. Probably not.
Here we go. Here's the Christian Kirk replacement, Rondell Moore in the 14th round.
There you go.
I like that pick right there. That's a good value pick.
Look, I like Mo Alley Cox, but it's in a deep league. Oh my! Look at all these kickers that left for me. But we're going Matt Prater for the 4th time in a row because why not? 14th time in a row I can get Matt Prater. I might as well keep the streak going.
Matt Prater. No, now most years I don't even draft a kicker. I will draft either an IDP or I'll draft some other player.
And you just wait to cut people later.
Yeah, wait, see what happens, and then I'll just pick up a random kicker right before the season starts. Although last year I had Justin Tucker. I don't even remember how that happened. Oh, someone dropped him in our league.
Oh, yeah.
Someone just dropped Justin Tucker.
I don't know who that was.
And I was like, what the hell are they doing? So, anyways, I made a
Maybe it was
move.
JG. You said bench him.
Yeah. We're not going to ask his opinion on that this year.
What about Justin Tucker this year? How about Harrison Butker? You going to bench him?
Yeah, just bench Butker. Might as well.
I'll never forget that. That was the best thing in the world.
Well, we asked him to talk about his surprise bench of the week, and I don't think you'd ever want to bench Justin Tucker for any reason.
Probably not.
Well, I'll go with Suckup. I have a fun fact for you guys. I took a piss next to Ryan Suckup one time in a stall. That was cool. Never forget that. Stood shoulder to shoulder with him right there. That was a nice time.
Paying 20 for him. Yeah, that's true. Just Tucker didn't get that for nothing, dude. All right. So once again, I like to look here, see who's all still out there after 15 rounds. Jameis Winston's out there, Jared Goff. Davis Mills we talked about today. Marcus Mariota, if you really want. Deshaun Watson.
So there's some good value. I still think Mac Jones has a chance to have a pretty good year again. And then Jameis Winston, I think, is great value too. So there's just a lot of upside with Winston in that offense.
Really is. There's still some value there. Wide receivers wise, Isaiah McKenzie sounds like he's got that slot role over what's his face. Man, I'm so bad at names today.
Slot role over Gabriel Davis?
No.
Gabriel Davis is supposedly WR2 now.
He's 2. Crowder.
Jamison Crowder.
Yeah, so Isaiah McKenzie has that locked up. Garrett Wilson's apparently there. Mecole hurt his groin today. So there's that. Wan'Dale Robinson could be really good. If you want in the deep league, I'd go Jameson Williams in the deep league. Stash him on the bench. Joshua Palmer is the slot role for the Chargers right now.
Yeah, he's a good pick right now. Palmer's a good value pick.
Dotson's been used a lot in the first team offense. Of course, Tolbert's there, especially for the beginning. If you can get Tolbert and Gallup, maybe get that combo into play. Chargers are the most slept defense in the league.
I really like the Chargers defense too right now. I mean, they're going to make a huge step up. I mean, obviously facing the Chiefs twice, Broncos are going to be a little better on offense, and then the Raiders twice. That's going to be the rough part, but otherwise, I think they got a ton of talent over there. It's going to be kind of scary to see what they're capable of.
All right, Alec Pierce is there. You can go down to even maybe Cedric Wilson, KJ Osborne, 2 guys who you can get really deep. Jarvis Landry, even Marquez Callaway, if you're really deep. There's a few guys there. I heard some Terrace Marshall making some noise in camp. We'll see what happens there. Zay Jones, we talked about that being the number 2 for Jags today. Romeo Dubs, he's there. Guy that Aaron Rodgers really likes. Zacchaeus Guyton, Tyquan Thornton, who's running with the 1s. I don't know. There's a lot of different guys you can go deep. All right, running backs wise, Gus Edwards still on the pup list. I don't know if I would take him, but Herbert I would take. Mack I would take for sure. Mark Ingram.
Brian Robinson Jr. should be on your radar, by the way, guys.
Yes.
He's actually been stealing a lot of reps from Antonio Gibson. And if Gibson's fumble issues continue on, you might be seeing a lot of Brian Robinson Jr. with Washington.
I was going to say Tyler Algieri, too. He's been really leading the charge in camp there. Kenyan Drake. So here's the issue. I haven't looked in too deep into it, and I mean to. You got Zamir White for the Vegas, and then you got Kenyan Drake coming back from his injury who's been practicing. What are your thoughts between those two if you're going to look for a guy to handcuff?
You said Drake and who?
Zamir White.
I would definitely go Kenyan Drake. I mean, Zamir White obviously has a lot to prove, and the notes out of camp so far is that he's kind of behind what they were expecting. So definitely Kenyan Drake just from that experience. And I don't know what the Raiders are doing at the moment as far as what their running back situation. And
yeah, I don't understand
the way that they're kind of using their main. I can't remember his name right now.
Man, after the AFC South,
Yeah.
I'm just I'm checked out on names.
Blanking at the moment.
John, who's the Raiders running back?
Why are we asking this question? This is pathetic. Why am I blanking
Help
at the moment?
me.
Jesus. This is a problem.
All right, man, this is why we're doing a short show tonight.
You would think I was drinking today, but I'm not. I'm just.
I guess in a
blanking.
deep league too, you could really stash
Sometimes the
Sonny
brain isn't
Michel
working.
if you want. Chuba Hubbard, we talked about him already. Keyshawn Vaughn sounds like he's got that 2 possibly locked up. I don't know. Do you think Damian Williams is gonna make any
No,
splash?
I
Think
would
he's
not
done?
touch Damian Williams.
Dearness Johnson, I would stash just in case Kareem Hunt does get traded. You want Gaskins again?
We're thinking of Josh Jacobs, by the way. But,
Josh Jacobs. Okay,
Anyways,
that's who I was thinking of. One guy we didn't talk about, but I thought it was really cool to see Philip Lindsay as a third string running back coming on the Colts. If he gets behind a line, this guy can be effective.
I think he is what he is, Tanner. I think we've seen the best.
We saw it in Denver.
We've seen the best of Philip Lindsay in Denver. I don't think you're ever going to see him do better than he ever did in Denver.
No, but if he goes back to his Denver days, like I just have to fill in for Hines or Taylor.
You're talking about JT.
I'm talking deep here.
I mean, are you expecting an injury to happen? Because otherwise, well, that's what I mean. If JT is going to get 320 carries this year, Philip Lindsay is purely a backup running back for this team.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any value for him in fantasy at all.
Yeah, I don't see anybody else after. You want Le'Veon Bell?
Le'Veon Bell?
Yeah, dude.
No, he's actually about to have a boxing match with Adrian Peterson.
Oh yeah, is that coming up this next month?
I'm not sure when it is.
Right.
I would actually watch that just because I would root for Adrian Peterson to knock him out.
Yeah, me too. So. John says, I'm excited to hopefully see Tolbert break out, trade him for Myers. Okay. The receivers is a Pats fan, so what a steal. I mean,
John got the upside there in that situation.
Yeah.
Just because Jalen Tolbert has more upside than Jacoby Myers does.
Big time. And a better quarterback coming into play and an offense. So, I mean, at least what was it through the first 9 games till Gallup's back?
Oh.
You remember?
Yeah, probably. I think he's going to miss a few games.
At least mid-season towards that week 10 mark. Yeah. John said he really likes the Foreman dude. Saved my year last year after Henry went down. Yeah, it's going to be nice to have him in too. That's a guy you should definitely look at if you can get a handcuff for Henry. Let's see here for tight ends. You can do stash Tunyon on your deep roster. I like Noah Fant as long as Drew Lock starts.
What did our grades look like, Tanner? Do we have those grades yet?
Yeah, we better get going. I'm checking here. Caden Hurst, Brevin Jordan, CJ. I'm not a big fan of CJ at the moment, but I would go down to did he go? Tyler Conklin. Tyler Conklin, I think, is going to get more of the reps than CJ for the Jets. Taysom Hill's there late. Evan Ingram could be a guy. There's your Parham. So Mo Alley Cox we talked about. So there's a few guys. All right, let's look here. I had 8th. You were dead last.
At the bottom.
So you drafted 12 and finished 12. So let's look at our rosters real quick here. So my rosters contain Cousins, Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, J.K. Dobbins, Breece Hall, George Kittle, Devin Singletary, Adam Thielen, Kenneth Walker, Matt Stafford, Chris Olave, Tyler Higbee, DJ Chark for my main roster. I like the Chris Olave picks deep. I like the Kenneth Walker pick on the stash on the bench, Thielen on the bench. I'm not totally mad about it. Yours, so you got Mahomes, Adams, McLaurin.
I wasn't that
Chubb,
upset with that draft. I mean, I don't think it was
Patterson, Waller, Schuster, Ayak, Kirk, Gainwell, Pacheco, Sky Moore, and Rondale Moore. Okay, that's not bad. I think what hurts you probably is that last 3 there.
Well, yeah, I took Pacheco, which they had ranked way lower, but obviously knowing what we know from Chiefs camp,
that's a guy to stash.
Like Pacheco, if something happens to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Pacheco's absolutely going to be getting RB1 carries.
Yeah,
on this team.
It's a good guy to definitely stash because you definitely, if he gets in there, that's a guy to get up. John says, or even Hillard, given the injury, causes a decline with efficiency because you see like I could see a 75-25 split. I was thinking that Derrick Henry is not going to have the ball every single time for the handoff.
Honestly, it'd be good for the longevity of his career to help him out a little bit, not just run him into the ground and give him 350 carries a year. Like it'd be, give him a little bit of break here and there. Maybe he only touches the ball 280. Maybe you can make that work and maybe you'll prolong his career a little bit.
So we'll look at the first place guys, Jelani here. He has Hurts, Higgins, Bateman, Jonathan Taylor, Eli Mitchell, Travis Kelce, Gibson.
Ooh, that's not a bad team.
Henderson Jr., Tua, Njoku, and MVS.
The receiving situation's a little weak. I'll put it that way. I mean,
but
the running backs are great. I like that a lot.
Yeah. I don't mind that.
I don't know about Gibson, but
I mean, that's a guy you could mess around the waiver wire. There's Josh Allen for the second place guy, Spencer, Josh Allen, Cooper Kupp, Mike Williams, Saquon Barkley, AJ Dillon, Dallas Goedert, Hollywood Brown, James Cook, Chase Claypool, Michael Carter, Mike Gesicki, and Daniel Jones. Ooh, hope your quarterback doesn't get hurt, dude.
can you imagine taking Daniel Jones over like Jameis Winston or I don't know, just anybody else for that matter?
No.
I'd probably take Zach Wilson over Daniel Jones. Jared Goff was still on the board even. I would take Jared Goff over Daniel Jones.
I'd go down to Nick Foles and take him. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I want nothing to do with Jones. Third place guy, we'll just go over this. We got 40 seconds left here. So Lamar Jackson, Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, David Montgomery, Miles Sanders, TJ Hawkinson, DJ Moore, Zach Ertz, Albert, Naheem Hines, Matt Ryan. I actually like that team outside of Miles Sanders and Albert. Denver doesn't pass to the dang tight ends, and either does Russell Wilson. What's the point?
Well, in the red zone, he does.
He ain't done nothing, dude.
I don't know, man. With Russell, it's going to be different.
I haven't seen nothing with Russell the last 3 years,
Just saying,
even with Jimmy Graham.
It's a possibility.
John says, honestly, Mike White over Danny Dimes. Amen, dude. Give me Joe Flacco all day. All right, guys. So that looks like takes care of that. So it is a short show today, guys. I stayed on a little too long last couple nights here. Had too much fun going on. But Mike and I are gonna hop off here. We just did the one mock. Tomorrow night we are gonna do another auction draft. I gotta figure out how to budget my money and not spend it on 3 elite players at once. So hop in around the 10:15, 10:30 mark tomorrow night. We'll start that auction draft and see if we can do any better because it was rough. Other than that, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, follow whatever platform you're watching in. Would greatly appreciate it. Also, draft kits, guys. If you haven't got one, better get one before Friday. Big weekends next weekend. So save 10% by using promo code LTS, guys. LTS. John, I'll catch you tomorrow, man. Appreciate you hopping on again. So, all right, guys. Well, everybody have a great Thursday, and I'll catch you Thursday night. See you guys.